Hello everyone, as usual it's me Pavlo, and today for review I've got really interesting earphones. It's EPZ model P50. It's a tri-bridge or triple hybrids or hybrids with three different types of drivers, and in each earpiece here you'll get two balanced armatures, two planar magnetic driver and single dynamic driver. Pretty complex setup, but I reviewed some EPZ models in the past and they proved that they can do a really nice tuning, especially taking into account that price here is pretty reasonable. It's $180. Link to the AliExpress will be in the description. I have pretty high hopes for these earphones. So let's have a closer look and let's find out what we've got here. Even the box already gives the vibe of a well-made thing and well-thought design. You can see that there is a different combination of materials, interesting polygraphy and some basic information printed, and actually pretty convenient that you just rotate the box and you can see the frequency response chart and stuff like that. Under this sleeve goes main box made of interesting material with texture. It opens accurately this way, so you can see that unboxing is really well thought here. So box with accessories and earpieces themselves. So let's pull them out. Here they are. Do we have something underneath? Yep. And more accessories. So here we're getting silica gel and basically stock cable and replaceable connector to it. So that's really great. And here goes two set of tips and the polishing cloth. So two set with three pair of tips each. As you can see, accessories set is nice as well as all presentation. I really like this design. It looks pretty strict, pretty industrial, but at the same time attractive. Black resin is main material and they have metal spouts and face plates. So spouts have above average length, proper angle, and they are pretty wide, but in my ears they are fitting really well. There is no lip for holding the tips, which is a bit unfortunate, but they have a grill to protect the internals. So far tips are holding really well, but how they will behave after some time I can't say. They are a bit collecting fingerprints, but not too much, and they are easy to wipe. They have a nice ergonomic shape, so for me, for my ears, wearing comfort is really good. And you can see these sophisticated faceplates with internal grills, some vent holes with some kind of mesh underneath. I remember the times when actually just one hole in earpiece was a big innovation. They were considered as semi-open or open, and it was a big deal. Now it's hard to find earphones without some form of openness. But despite of being open, the sound isolation is still pretty okay. Cable is made replaceable. Here used absolutely classical 2-pin connectors, so nothing is recessed or something like that. So it will be easy to find third-party cable if you want to, but I don't think that it will make much sense because stock cable is pretty nice. So there are ear hooks that help to reduce microphonic effect. Cable is average in terms of softness. It's not super sturdy, but at the same time I can't say that it's super soft. So probably they selected this cable based on acoustic performance. Color is bright white, looks pretty attractive. Here is a splitter with chin slider, and it goes down to the angled jack and it's replaceable. So you can unscrew this part, then remove this top part, replace it when necessary. Just see that it has groove and notch. You need to match them, or you can be just overly strong, and then screw this ring back on and you all set. So it's always nice to have a replaceable cable, and that means that you will be ready for any type of connector. Sonically, these earphones really hitting my sweet spot, delivering the type of signature that I really like. But at the same time, they making a step away from typical signatures that we can see on the market. They are not overly natural and focused on the micro contrast, and at the same time, they're not trying to be some kind of safe Harman tuning or classical V-shaped signature. They offers V-shapeness, of course, but it's done in a more accurate way with much less elevation, especially in the bass area. But treble is not overboosted too. So let's probably talk about everything step by step. So bass goes to the good depths. It's pretty deep. It has nice impact. It's not good in delivering textures, but at the same time, it has a bit lower quantity compared to like modern tuning. So if you used to noticeably boost low frequencies, probably sometimes you can lack a bit of weight. But I'm not a fan of weight on the low frequencies, so for me it's a really good trade-off. I'm getting a bit more textures, I'm getting more sense of naturalness of the instruments, and at the same time, when it's necessary, it delivers a pretty pleasant punch, but of course not like super rumble or super mighty low frequencies. Also, usually I speak about sources at the end, but I must admit that they require really good source that will control low frequencies really well, because with inferior sources they sounding really lightweight. But more on that later. So let's proceed to the examples probably. And first one is La Habanera by Yello. Good amount of bass to sound engaging, and at the same time all that instruments that this track is saturated with delivered with good sense of realism. Of course they are sampled, they are processed, but still you getting that character of natural instruments. And second example, it's Musica Nuda, Passione, and it's here this track here is because of double bass, and it delivers in a good and natural way. Slightly that characteristics of double bass are a bit highlighted, but it still sounds pretty realistic. Mids probably the best part of these earphones, at least to my ear. They have a nice balance with a slight hint of additional weight at the lower mids and a nice sense of clarity and boost in the upper mids. Nothing is overdone here, so from one hand you're getting good weight distribution, you getting good weight for the vocal, both male and female, and at the same time you're getting a nice amount of detailization without sounding too clinical or too analytical. They are delivering emotions really well, and they really shines with properly recorded stuff, because these earphones are sensitive to these things. They're not super critical, but at the same time getting better material will give you a better results. Imaginary stage is above average. It's not huge, but definitely pretty spacious with good sense of 3D positioning. It's not super airy, but at the same time everything is positioned in a nice and accurate way. First example, it's Metallica's Turn the Page, and vocal is nice. I like the amount of aggression in guitars. I like the sound of bass guitar here with all that body. Probably I'm liking a bit of treble layering, but still it delivers. It delivered nicely. And actually, second example, it's also metal and not greatly recorded, unfortunately. I don't know why Nightwish recorded some of their albums with noticeable compression and lacking of dynamics, but these earphones do their best to deliver it, and especially in the second part, or like in the coda part, when Floor does her best, it's really spectacular and with great amount of resonance and with great amount of emotions put in the vocal performance. And the treble is nice. It's not stellar, it's not superb, but it's really nice. It's a good balanced armature treble with nice extension, above average, not maximum, but above average. It's lacking a bit of layering, but amount of overtones is really good for this price range, and also they don't sound sharp, they don't sound too aggressive, at least for me, because it's all really tip dependent and source dependent too. So good amount of treble with nice representation, with fast attacks and decays, with nice amount of airness. And first example, it's Bowie, the man who sold the world. Different percussions and nice effect because different instruments goes to the left and right ear. So they a bit boosted this stereo bass in the record, and that sounds really nice with good tickling effect to my ears. And of course, I can't skip Sting. Nice, clean, crisp percussions typical for the Sting. More layering would be nice, but it's a matter of more expensive earphones anyway. So, in terms of sources, as I've said, they require power. Not super powerful source, but definitely powerful enough, because I try them with FIO JM21, which is also sufficient in terms of power, but with M17 I've got much better results. And with more high-end players, they deliver better results. Maybe it's because of planar drivers used here, maybe it's because some other characteristics, but they are really source dependent. Maybe that explains the difference in reviews that I've seen online for these earphones. In terms of comparisons, what I can say, like Kotori Zephyr that I reviewed not so long ago, they are more natural with less accent in the treble area and slightly more focused on the micro contrast on the mids, sounding a bit more analytical, while this is more dynamic. FIO FH15, like pretty similar in terms of price, they are more weighty and more bassy. So NFO Acous NM4 that I reviewed not so long ago too, they are more focused on the building spacious stage, they are more natural and drier sounding, while here you're getting a bit more weight, especially on the lower mids. So I haven't heard a lot of popular models in this price range. I don't know, like Kiwi ears and stuff like that. Maybe there are better performance in this price range, but haven't heard them, can't say anything. So I really like the tuning of these earphones. Subjectively, I really like them. A bit less subjectively, I definitely recommend you to listen to them. It's highly likely that you will enjoy them too. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.